What it is, Backlash is over. Let's talk about it. First, the fatal four-way match between Fatu Knight, Damian Priest, and McIntyre. I loved this match. You had people hitting finishers all over the place. You had Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre standing on top of production equipment, hitting his finisher on McIntyre against two tables. When it looked like LA Knight was getting the upper hand while McIntyre and Priest were through two tables, he was about to go through a table himself onto Fatu, and he got help. Fatu got help by Solo Sikoa. When LA Knight went to go confront Solo about this, he got attacked by Jeff Cobb. And then Jacob Fatu was confused, took advantage of the situation though, and ended up retaining his title. Great match overall. I'm going to see what happens between the three of Fatu, Cobb, and Sikoa, but this was a great one to start the pay-per-view off with. And then we had Lyra versus Becky. I could have sworn that Becky was going to pull out the W in this one, but this was a fun back and forth. There was a few finishers that were hit. It felt like at times Becky was playing a great heel, that she was going to win through cheating, but it ended up with Lyra at the end winning the championship, retaining, and then Becky doing a beatdown on her and hurting her at the end of the match to really cement herself as that heel. And then we had Penta versus Dirty Dom for his championship. This had a few good spots. I will say it started off kind of slow, but it started picking up towards the end. And one thing I really liked is the faction came out, the Judgment Day, to help out Dom. It's a little bit of weird strife between Finn Balor and the rest of the Judgment Day. And even when he was trying to help, they were kind of getting on his ass because he was taking too long to help. Ref caught Finn Balor trying to use a chair, kicked them all out, and while the ref was distracted kicking these guys out, here comes El Grande Americano to help Dirty Dom by taking out Penta with a headbutt, and Dirty Dom wins with a frog splash off of that help. Now, this match, in my opinion, was way too long. It should have been way shorter. It was like a 20-minute plus match, and it ended up with Gunther winning anyway through choking Pat out. I like the fact that Gunther kind of gave Pat his respect, but I don't like that Pat was able to get some moves off in the ring. Definitely not something I enjoyed. But hey, hopefully Gunther is able to either go babyface off this or is able to retain that flair that he had before of I am the ring general. So we'll see what happens with Gunther moving forward. And then we had this championship match. It was so much fun. You had finisher after finisher, through a table, RKOs. He even hit John with an attitude adjustment through a table. But R-Truth came out to save his childhood hero from getting punted, and John took well advantage of that, hitting him with that title shot finisher. John, after winning, says he wants competition, so we'll see who he faces next. But overall, this was a great pay-per-view.